Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Alejandro Perez, the CGI Nerd, and in this video we're going to be talking about taking the concept art that I had for the game character Odd that I'm working on, and translating him to become a 3D model. And first things first, with this project that I think that would be a good thing to remember in the future and for anybody else working on a project like this is to save early, save often, because I did this whole character once and I had a um, basically the whole character already done, and I didn't save the whole time, and at the very end, literally like the last 30 seconds I was going to work on the project, the file crashed. Like my computer crashed, it locked up on me, and I lost everything. I tried to recover a working file or anything like that, and I could not. So make sure that you save early, save often, so that way you don't lose a lot of the work that you are doing. Um, Okay, so for the modeling itself, I started off the modeling process just with two boxes, one for the head, one for the body, because for at least the core of the character, that is the main type of geometry that I am using to create it. So that's the design language that it's using as a box, but then I went through and started using extrudes and um, edge loops to be able to get the geometry to flow the way I wanted it to flow around the character, and you can get the little more kind of detail in the model. Originally, with the last version I did of this, I actually used a lot of booleans and then spent time cleaning up the geometry, and that worked okay, but I actually kind of prefer the extrude and edge loop method. It's really repetitive, but it gets the job done. It's just a lot of extrude, move, pull, push, and the edge loops, things like that. So um, it worked out pretty well. You can do it both ways, and pretty much anything you do in 3D, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can achieve it. The important thing is making sure that you have a good end result. One thing that I wasn't too fond with this method is on the chest area. There is some pinching with the geometry, and that the edges and the faces are kind of like elongated and not that very square. So that's something that I was kind of not happy about. Then I will probably go back in the future and just go through and clean up the topology on this character. But this is good for a kind of quick and dirty working version of the character. I also was doing some booleans and with the, or sorry, not booleans, but bevels. And with the bevels, they weren't working exactly the way I wanted to be. I'm more used to doing the modeling in Maya, but in this case, I'm using Houdini, and when I was doing the beveling, it just was adding a lot more geometry than I really wanted it to. So I just started adding edge loops and then pushing and pulling edges to get the details that I wanted, and that worked out pretty well. So, speaking about different types of softwares modeling, right now I'm using Houdini to model and create this character, and I think that it is a okay tool. It's probably not the best or fastest tool for modeling, but the reason I chose to do that with this character is basically the licensing. So I could have probably used something that had a free license like Blender and gotten a pretty good result. I'm just not as familiar with Blender. I am more familiar with Houdini, and I have a license for Houdini. I have an indie license, so I want to make sure that everything is made with licensed software that I have the rights to use. So that is why I am using Houdini, and I think it's a good skill to have to be able to use whatever tools you have to create the best product that you can. So in this case, I had access to Houdini. I have the license that will get me what I need to be able to do. Also, with the coloring, right now I haven't set up any shaders or anything for the character in respects to that. Probably what I will end up doing is setting up some UVs and shaders and bake these point data into a texture map using some of Houdini's tools to be able to do that. And I think that will save me quite a bit of time. I think it'll be better to spend some time actually like texturing and shading it in a lot more detail. Maybe at some point I will, but at this stage it's just quick and dirty, and I want him to get him in the game engine, so I am really not too worried about how I am getting a lot of the information that I need right now. I can figure out some of those steps later, but generally I know that I'm going to end up having a rough look to start off with, and then as time goes on I will detail it, so I don't have to have it 100% perfect at this early stage, but I need it kind of close enough. Coming up on the neck and arms of the character, this is where I started using other shapes that didn't involve cubes to start off with. So I'm using tube and spheres. The overall kind of shape language for this character is boxes, and it works out well for it, but for the arms, it's slightly different, but I don't feel like visually it really deters from the visual language of the character overall being a big box. I did have a little bit of issues with getting the caps to work properly, and I think that's something that I would recommend to people because I spent quite a bit of time trying to get it to work right, and it wouldn't work right with the initial geometry that I created. Then I created a second one and it wasn't working properly. Then I created a third one. So sometimes just like deleting a section and just starting over might be faster. And I feel like I wasted a lot of time trying to fix something where it could have just been done quicker by just starting that section over. A lot of the stuff I did mirror over from one side to the other, and inside of Houdini there is a mirror tool, but I actually used a transform tool, and I used the same process inside of Maya. So when I go through and I create a transform tool, what I do is scale it -1 on the X. It flips it over to the other side, but the problem is that it will flip the normals as well. So you want to make sure that you reverse the normals, which I did on this project too, to make sure that it looks the way that I am expecting it to look. At the end, I just tweaked some of the proportions also because looking at my concept art and comparing it to the 3D version, I felt like there was not enough contrast with the head and the body to make it look like as skinny and as long as he was inside of the inside of the concept art. So I just took some time and did that, and I think it looks a lot better by doing that and making that small adjustment at the very end. Other than that, that's the way my character turned out. I think I am pretty happy for a quick and dirty block-in of the character. Hope you guys found this useful. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.